Okay, so now everyone can see that tab, right?
Uh,
It's coming.
yeah.
Yes, now we
Yeah.
can see.
So P square 100 is black and Shashwat is white in the game. Okay, so black starts with that one and like this one. So black is essentially taking 2, 3, 4 stones. And these days, if somebody plays this kind of an opening, what it says to the opponent is that they don't want to play a 4-4 stone because the 4-4 stone is vulnerable to like a 3-3 invasion. So if like
Yeah.
oh wait, this shows an AI. Let me start a review of this
Review started.
because I don't want the AI to keep annoying us.
And there is a button to disable AI also.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, there is a button to disable AI. Yeah, sorry, I didn't realize that. Okay, anyway, I've started the review. So instead of this one, if black plays the 4-4 like that, then black is afraid that later white can come and invade the 3-3 this way. Because these days the 3-3 invasion is considered so annoying because white gets a lot of territory in the corner and territory is very important. At the end of the day, you win the game because you get more territory. So the 3-3 invasion, it sort of stops beating around the bush and gets straight to the point. I want territory because the game is about territory. Cool. So if you don't really like it, then you play like this one because now there is no clear 3-3 invasion. Okay, so black's playing a very modern style of opening. So that makes sense. The traditional options were to play, like this one or this one. But the problem with this move is that you can typically shoulder hit. And it's very hard for white to respond. Like if white responds this way, then there are a lot of annoying things. Like black can either jump or black can attack here, and it's very very annoying because black doesn't get very many points in the corner, and white can surround black very easily. The exact reasoning is a bit advanced, so I'll skip for now. And the problem with this move is that white again can play this move, which is an attack, and like that. So very easily, white is forming some territory on the side. Very easily, it'll create a group that is settled. So once again, black doesn't like that. So black wants to play a very flexible shape. So that's why black takes the. This is 1, 2, 3 reading, right? So if I play here, white plays here. Okay. If I play here, white plays here. So okay, let me directly play here.
Yes, there is 1, 2, 3.
It's a good. This is what the AI preferred variation normally for
So this.
this corner, locally speaking.
So did Black play this one?
Yeah, P square 100 played this one. Black played this one. Now white's
Then
playing
what did
this
White
one
play?
because white's trying to essentially take away like black's extension. So I think one of the basics we learn when we are starting off Go is that you should extend from an enclosure,
Yeah.
and that 5 space extension here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's quite good. We say that it's a very efficient formation. So white wants to avoid that. White's therefore taking away the point. But in my opinion, this is not a great move because it's still preferring the side over the corner. And so if I have to locally play a move, it would definitely be either some move on the larger side, maybe this one or something like that. It wouldn't be a move for the side because it doesn't make very many points on the side. But it's not the end of the world, just a small mistake. So okay, okay, sounds reasonable. Normally you should play like this one. This is the correct move. This move, it's not quite
But
right.
no. Thing.
In this situation, it might be quite okay because of this nice low high balance. So you've got this nice balance between 3 stones, 1, 2, and 3, going to the third line, to the fourth line, to the third line, like that. And therefore, it makes it very hard for black to come and invade in here. However, if
Yes.
this stone did not exist, so if this stone doesn't exist, then white should definitely not, prefer not to play here. It's not a good move.
Yeah.
It's better to play like this.
Okay, can I have a question?
Yeah,
Can we go back? Just wondering.
yeah,
I I have a question. Can we go back a little bit?
yeah, yeah.
One more. One more. So in plus, okay, no, that was okay. No, not that. Oh, go ahead.
So can
Go
you tell
ahead.
me up to
One more.
which intersection point, up to which point
Hello.
you would like me to ask? Yeah, hello.
Huh. Where he played D5. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The next white plays C5.
Yeah.
Now, can I play D4? Because I want to cut off this white stone. Can I play D4?
Like this.
Yes.
It's possible. So in this variation,
Because this exposes the white. Yes.
but if white does get sente out of
This
it,
creates a.
then white can take, white can clamp here. This is quite an annoying move. And so black's wall will not make very many points. And essentially, if white gets the first move, that's a problem. If you can get sente out of it, no problem. It's acceptable for black. But if white gets sente, then actually black's wall isn't going to help very much. That's
After five, in place of playing 7, in place of 7, if I go down, if I play to E2, because my ladder is okay.
The Joseki is to make Tagus out for black.
yeah, it is definitely
Black
better
would
if you
play
anyway
F4.
play this way.
Okay, even this one. Okay, even this one.
This one, the problem is that this move is annoying, right? Because
Okay.
now if you play anywhere else, first of all I can turn and connect, and then so if you don't, then you go down here. Then white can easily form a base here. It's not really a big deal, and so the question becomes, what did black get? White got territory in the corner. White got some base on the side. What exactly
I
did
understand.
black?
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to the original game.
I think it is normally this Joseki is a reasonable variation for both parties, and in this case, I think it went fine. Here it is interesting that black normally should play either this move or this move locally, but this is fine. It is okay. It is acceptable, but only challenge is that the mark stone at F4 is high, so it's a little bit easier for white to attack this black group at the square point. So tenuking locally, it's a little scary for me. I wouldn't consider it. Well, I would consider it, but I would probably not go for it. I would personally probably play this move because of this strong white stone. But okay, black is a bit more risk taking. That's okay. So there comes white's attack. So the white does a pincer, and now black is potentially having two issues to deal with. Let's see. So black comes back to this move. Okay. So let us ask ourselves a simple question. Suppose black plays this move, and white plays this move. Will you play this move as black?
No.
No. We will play F10.
You play
It is important to play F10.
A jump.
F10 or E10, you mean something like that.
E10. Yes, it's important to play that.
Locally, it is the right shape. It is the Honte move. Honte means the correct textbook move. But you don't have to. I mean, with the advent of AI, it's better to just invade the 3-3.
That's okay.
So normally that is why white doesn't play a large approach like this, because it doesn't defend the 3-3 in any way. So white will just defend the 3-3 like this. It's usually considered a better move to play this way, or you can defend it this way. Either way is fine. But in this game, this is exactly what has happened. It is as if black played here, white approached, and black played here instead, except in a different order. That order.
No, if this was played, I would have at least jumped to f14. F14 is more important.
Right.
No, not yes. So once you played that, you had to jump. Right? No, not this one, the previous move. Yes, he has to jump. E14.
Jump.
For 3-3.
This one or this one, you mean? Is it Shashwat? Sorry, Suprali?
No, maybe E14.
E14. Yeah, possible. Definitely
So,
possible.
no, if E14, then you'll put this, and then I would play D11. I'll play D11. Okay, I'll create that moyo. Let him leave in the down.
Yeah.
Let him leave in the down. Let him leave in the down, and I'll get the moyo.
Well, white is not going to let you live in the down. White's going to force you to play this way, and possibly take a base or something like that.
Oh.
So essentially, the thing is, white will play very flexibly out here because the stone at C12 still has a lot of RG to it. So
Okay.
the key problem.
So what would you play?
So I personally, this has already gone down a branch. It's hard for me to, but if this happens, then I wouldn't start here. I would say, okay, look,
I agree with you.
there is some such thing as karma, right? Black is supposed to have played this move. It didn't play it. Or this move, it didn't play it. So I would now come and take this move.
Okay, I agree with you. That gives stability to both groups.
Exactly.
You
because
can connect also.
Then, okay, that is a running battle. It's not the end of the world because black can also run and black can, of course, anytime go into the corner. And so, fine. At least one of the groups has been stabilized.
Yes.
So, okay. So white kicks. White's kick is a bad choice at this point because then it solved black's problem in one move. Black just needs to play this and solve the problem.
Yes. Yes. I think Shashwat has a habit of doing that.
Right. So Shashwat took a situation which was very comfortable for him and made it slightly more uncomfortable, giving the opponent slightly more options. But it's not the end of the world. The game's still not over. I don't think an absolutely dreadful mistake has yet been made in this game. So it's okay.
Okay.
Fine. This is a Joseki. But normally we don't prefer this Joseki for black, like playing this move. The correct Joseki is this move. This one hopefully everyone has seen. We already saw it on the bottom left. Because in this variation, black gets a lot of points in the corner. It's like 12 to 15 points. It's a huge. And also black can easily extend on the side like this. So it's really quite big. But when black plays elsewhere and white plays here, then, it's like the corner has now run dry. There's very few points in the corner. And white is easily settled as well. So, like this one or this one, whichever one, white can comfortably just like take points on the side, and black's corner is not very big. So
no, it's very small.
It's not considered really Joseki. And also, if black would prefer this stone to be here. It's more efficient. And it is not, these two groups now, A and B are connected. A and B, they are connected. There is no way for white to disconnect. So white cannot say, for example, play this move because there is this kind of thing, or the white really doesn't go anywhere. So if possible, black really wants to play the more efficient shape, but in the game, Black has played this slightly more inefficient play. So that's why it's not really considered Joseph. Okay. But okay, not then. Oh my. Okay. Okay, so this is the first interesting move of the game where black doesn't defend its weakness. Black
No,
really
he realizes too. No, I think it's like quite interesting because he realized too small and attacked the other side.
possible. Maybe it is too small, but if white doesn't defend, it will become significantly worse than it is.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's no urgency actually. Like because okay, white takes this. Let us say that is the board complete? No, right? Because black can still play here. Black can still take points
Yes.
on the right side. Black can come and kill this stone off. Black can possibly invade the corner. So there is like a lot of options for black. There is no need for black to like hurry here. Okay,
Is the
black.
recording being done? Is the recording being done?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So this move, the reason why it is interesting is okay. Can anyone here, especially the DDKs, tell me what is the point of this move?
White will try to extend theirs, so I think black took that place.
Right. Good call out. Okay. So white going to suppose black plays elsewhere? Is white going to extend here? No, right? White's going to extend here because this means that there is later on another problem with this invasion here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So white really wants to extend here or here or maybe here or something like that on the third line,
Mhm.
not here. So already this move is not in the right place because it's not really playing where white would play. And
Yeah.
second thing is, if black plays here, do, do you feel threatened as white?
No.
What did white play?
I mean, white can just play this, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, white is already alive in the corner, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the point of this black move at M16? It's achieving nothing. So, essentially, the point is that this move aims to threaten the white group, but it doesn't do a good job at it because white can just play like this, and white is already alive.
Yeah. Because
So,
black already
you have
has
to
the weakness. Yeah.
and force white to defend itself. And then black has Sente to play elsewhere. So this is a bit strange. Okay, white did defend. Doesn't really need to. White can even Tenuki actually.
Yes. Here, black should come back and do.
Okay. I mean, it's very hard for me to swallow this. I mean, there is no way white has to honey here. It's just impossible. Like if this happens and this is not even Sente. So like imagine if black clamps, what happens? Or what black even honeys? White descends, this happens. And you can see white's shape is suddenly now weak.
Yeah.
Yes.
So white doesn't have the luxury of time to play like this. What?
Your what was very good.
Okay, I mean, look, here is the thing. There is a little bit of karma remaining on the game to be played all over the place. So first of all, white does need to defend locally out here. Say maybe a move. But that means black can get the corner, which is huge. So white has to now locally play. And so in this game, because there is some remaining karma to be paid off, Sente is very important. So whoever gets Sente from this corner exchange on the top left, they are doing better in this game. So let's see what happens. Okay, so here I think another interesting idea is that first of all, if black wants to invade, it's better for black to start with this exchange because it immediately threatens to cut white off. Like if white connects here, of course black can connect, but if white plays, then there is a cut to worry about. So
What happens in this? Can you show us what happens with this?
right. So
Show us the connection.
so this one, if white
Uh,
connects here, of course black can connect from
oh,
below.
we know this. We understand that. The other one.
Right.
Yes.
So if white plays this one, then black can
Hmm.
technically connect from here,
Hmm.
like that,
Then
because this way of Atari it doesn't work because black the ladder prefers black, like that. So
yeah.
if white
Yes.
goes off this way, you can now imagine that these two stones can get hurt, possibly.
Hmm.
Of course, it also does
Okay.
damage. It does damage black's wall as well on this side. So black should ideally not have any interest on the left hand side. Then black can achieve this and take over the top side. So it's an
Okay.
exchange.
Then
The question is whether the exchange is good or not. So it's very important for the ladder to work here for black, because if the ladder doesn't work,
okay.
then this run will not work, because white can just ladder that stone and then this doesn't work. So in this case, the ladder prefers black. So even if white cuts here, right, black can just descend maybe, and black is pretty alive in the corner right now already. So like white can do this one, but black can just connect because there's a shortage of liberties. So the corner is gone, right?
Yes.
So black cannot do that. So sorry, white cannot do that. So if white
So
tries
let
to,
us all remember. Let us all remember this point of one E15, E16. That's a very important point that we learned today.
yeah,
I did not even know that.
right,
Thank you.
yeah, sure. So if this happens, then this shape in the corner is technically alive under ko, but still again the ladder is not something that the ladder favors black. So if white comes and takes it, then black can just live. So the corner can go. The key point, I mean, there is different orders. That this is the correct local sequence for white to do something. And if this happens, then like this, you can see. So it's a little difficult. If this happens, then this can happen, and so it's an interesting sequence. Actually, you have to play carefully. But the key point is that I think by descending or by Hane or something like that, black can manage this. It's possible. There is a lot of complexity around what happens after this cut. But and in fact, it's not good for white. So white normally plays this way, and then black will play this Hane, which is quite big, and white has to defend. So this white does keep the corner, but black's wall on the outside becomes very strong. And this stone is still not dead. Later on, we can bring it out like this. And this is Sente as well, because if white goes elsewhere, black can Atari and Hana. So that's why that exchange is very important. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. And here I would say that, why this defend? Why not Hane and threaten to connect with the white stone outside? So if black indeed does play this, okay, then the corner is entirely.
This is much bigger.
Whereas this move, it's slightly passive by comparison. But anyway, this is all.
So you can see one thing, that you will never get this review in a AI, what you are getting from Gokul.
Yeah, that's true. AI will not explain the reasoning behind its moves. So here, okay, there are two options for white now, because black's saying that black wants to live in the corner. either this variation like that, and then there is a cut
Then
to
what
variation.
happens?
So black can try to live and something like this one. So black's alive in the corner and white strong on the outside, but it's questionable whether this is good for black or not, because black had a very strong wall, and so now essentially white is going to get all this strength, and then when it plays a move like this one, then what are these two black stones doing? They are in the wrong place.
Yes.
So
It's very important to know when which stone is important.
so this is obviously a very complex sequence, right? So like as a even a one down player, I can't read all this out. So here is the way I would think about it. If suppose black goes into the corner, then let's say white gives black the corner, and white gets a strong outside, because no matter the sequence, somebody is going to get something and you're going to get something else. So black gets the corner, white gets the outside. Is that good for black or not? If white gets the outside, first of all, this formation at A can potentially get hurt. Second of all, this formation at B can potentially get attacked. So instead of playing from the inside, wouldn't it be better for black to increase its moyo by playing something like this one and then running this way, and say something like this one, and then maybe shoulder hit, and something like this one where black is really focused on the outside and keeping a white group B.
And black has already won the game.
So you can imagine a different game altogether, where black is focusing on the outside. Really, it's trying to connect its groups, build a big moyo, trying to achieve something useful, rather than creating lots of small pieces of territory, which are not necessarily efficient.
So in
that's my
that sense, R8 is absolutely out of place.
R8.
R8, R8.
R8
This
R8
is
is right
complete.
now not doing anything. R8 is not a
It's
good.
not doing anything.
Yeah, I would personally either consider this move or this Hane. It's possible like that. Suppose no, this Hane is not good. So this no B. This is my move locally. You have to play like this. And then if
Why not attack the corner and leave there?
this you can do it and you get something, but then black also gets something here, and then when black plays this kind of a move, now the corner is in real trouble on the left
Okay.
left top corner. So black can essentially get that kind of a base on the top side, and okay, white takes this stone, but who cares, right? Whatever. White takes one more stone, okay, who cares? Fine, take it. White takes one more stone, who cares? Take it. It's like that. It doesn't matter. Give everything away. It's light. At that point, it is irrelevant. Once white plays the Hane, black doesn't care. So the sequence is quite odd. Isn't the storyline is not very clear?
Comedy of errors.
Yeah. Okay. Cut. Okay, black can't cut because white can do this one and Hane. However, there is this cut that black can do. So actually, black can first turn and then this cut. And so this Atari doesn't quite work. So there is that. And so actually, black can still manage in the corner. But I suppose it's a complex variation. So whatever. So black didn't choose that. Black instead took the outside, which is a perfectly genuine move. Okay. Black doesn't need to connect. Black just needs to know B.
Yes.
So that then acts as a good 3-space extension from a 2-stone wall, which is very natural. So okay, no problem. So played a slightly inefficient shape, but got the Hane nevertheless. So that's a big move. No B. Yeah. Okay. So black comes to defend its shape. Okay, reasonable. Reasonable. Yes. So black's doing quite all right at this point because black got a good amount of territory here. An area which could have been easily a weak black group is now entirely alive. But at the same time, white also got some stones on the outside. Like around here, white has some stones on the outside, which can be useful in the game later. But the key problems for white right now are the two shapes. The group at A and the group at B are currently not doing very much. So white still has to come and defend them. Okay, so white starts. Nice. This is very bad for white. But anyway. How deep do I go into this? Okay, so let's see. So white needs to do something out here. But this is quite a common sequence like this one. And black needs to defend the corner and white go out like that. And then white can take up this. White can potentially attack the black group on the top side. That's a possibility. But okay, white decided to go for the corner. But here I think I'm not convinced of the order of moves. Maybe Kosan can tell. This move feels very weird to me. Like if you don't push.
Yes.
It feels to me like you have to push and then come down because then it leaves black with two cutting points at at A and B. So black has to deal with the two cutting points. But when white plays this connect and black connects, then black has no problems in shape. So imagine another sequence altogether where, say, these stones don't exist, but instead this happens, and say, white does an invasion. This happens, and this happens. Now, what will you play as white?
R7.
You might play R7, right?
Yes.
But will you play this move?
No.
That's exactly what happened in the game. This is the shit.
You are showing it in a nice way.
Right? So this kind of an analysis is called a Tevari analysis. Tevari means you change the sequence of moves and you look at it differently and you ask, is this what you would have done had I approached the sequence differently? So this is an absolute disaster for white, right? When I put it this way. So in the game also, that's what happened.
Could he have played 1 minute? Can we go back? One more step back. Can he play from here R6 white?
Possible. I think it's totally doable like that. And white's already alive. White is alive on the side, and now white can proceed to defending this group. It's reasonable. It's what I would consider to be.
Yes, that's much better.
And there's also good end game in the corner where white can possibly get this Atari like that incentive. So it can be a good to get some eye shape.
Why not S3 if you're talking about endgame?
S3 like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, S3 is in fact even better than what I showed. So this
yes.
I don't know, whoever said that, genius, because this is the 1 to 3 reading. 1, 2, okay, that's too good for black. So let me change. Let me play this directly. 3. Black can't descend because the connect here is pretty deadly. So this is the correct sequence. And then black's territory in the corner goes away.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Good point. Okay, so that's what should have happened. But here, even if white does decide to push, white has to push here, and then maybe Hane and connect, and yeah.
Still black is good.
So maybe at this point, is send once and cut. Because if you go this way, I go this way, then black's group is dead.
Oh,
If you go this way and this way, then there is a fight, but it depends on a few ladders actually. But white can live now. So white should be alive given all the liberties and whatnot,
yes, yes.
right? Because even if this happens, then um,
This is
it
enough.
should it should be possible to live.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it's slightly better to create a weakness in black case. So 1 to 3 reading. If I play here, black plays here. If I play here, black plays here. Therefore, I must play here. So no need to memorize Joseki, right? Like, does anyone know this Joseki? I don't know this Joseki, but I know that this is the.
This is. Is this a Joseki?
I mean, given that you come up to here, there ought to be some Joseki from here. A Joseki simply means a rational sequence proceeding from the current point in time. So we can discuss whether the current state is good for white or good for black, but given what it is, what is the Joseki from here? We can discuss that if you want. Certainly not.
So let's see the game. Okay, let's see the game.
So this should happen. This is the correct sequence. But anyway, let's see the game.
Just on it. Let's. I have one question back. Go back. Do this. Anne. This is not necessary that black should respond here, right?
Now it's not necessary that black should respond, but
because it's a very big.
Because later on, white can now come and take away the bottom side. There is no influence for black if black doesn't defend. If black defends, it becomes influence. If black doesn't defend, there is nothing.
Okay.
But black gets sente if it doesn't defend. So that's the trade-off black makes.
No, if can you do can you do the O this thing? Let's come back. Just come back. Do the previous one. Take the sente. Take the sente. Now white attacks. I can still play O. In place of protecting, I can play this. Yes, please play. Then I don't. I do. Please, I don't attack. I play N2. Let him take. I can again go for. Then I can go put the P4. P4.
P4, it's a ko.
Maybe O4 instead of P4.
Yes. It becomes a ko.
It becomes a ko, but once again, it's not 100% influence if white can take away all the points.
Okay.
So that's a. And if you play O4, now it is white sente, and there is still the problem here. You can still clamp like this.
And white already is there in K4, K3. White is already there in K3, so it's good for white.
In this, I mean, this specific case, I don't know what is good, bad, but you can just imagine something like this, maybe quite big locally.
I agree with you. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the game. Let's go back to the game.
That's the key point.
Agree.
Yep. Okay, and actually, it's quite important for white to take this exchange. It's really, really very important, because if white plays wherever and this connect happens and something happens and black gets this descent, Then I don't know. Maybe Kosan can tell, but I'm not sure about the life and death of this group.
I think it is alive.
Um, okay, because
Too
if
big.
I play this exchange and then I play this one, I think it's like what we call a 10,000-year-old co. It's a
Hmm.
10,000-year-old co. I think it's not entirely alive, but anyway,
Okay.
it's a little
If
complex.
white
So
is worried about life, you can just take Seki instead of D2 play D3 in that variation. Like the same
sorry,
variation we had.
black plays T2.
No, if black
T2,
plays S3, then white can play D3, I think.
T3.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's a nice thinking. Yes, possible. So
No,
then
but if white,
this can come down to a basically what you're saying is it's a Seki.
It's a Seki, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. But
no, but what if
you can see
black
lower.
play? What if no? What if black plays T6 first?
T6, T5.
This one, black plays T6 first.
Uh,
Oh, no, you are saying black plays T6 first. Okay, like this.
yes.
This
Then
I
white.
don't know. Maybe white can just play a move like this one and probably live.
Yes, finishes.
Yeah. So white's alive. So
This is
T6
also
doesn't work.
Seki.
Right? Black must start with this one if at all it wants to achieve anything.
Then
And then white probably has to play this move. And then
okay.
so at this point black
What
has
what,
to
hap-
play.
what happens with T3?
Now T3, this one, if white plays here, then black can take, and this is dead shape.
Actually, that's also Seki, I think.
It's also Seki if white connects. Yeah, it's Seki in any case. So
Good reading.
both those options are Seki.
Who is that reading? कौन बोल रहा है?
Pranjal. The
Okay.
person
And what
who's
is
playing
your
black.
strength? Good
Three.
reading. Oh, you're
Lovely.
3K only. Okay. Similar to us.
He's the black player.
Yeah.
So Pranjal, you have done your reading here. Good job.
Then
Okay, so black, very nice move.
Okay, good move.
Nice move again. So white shouldn't play this one. So it's like this. If you play this way and I play, white has to connect, and I connect. So let's change the sequence of moves. If white just connects and I play here, will white play here?
Never.
Never, right? So white shouldn't play like that then. In fact, white shouldn't play here at all. Like white should just maybe now consider this move. And maybe something like this, because has to happen and then this has to happen and something can happen here. Depends on the ladders, but white is
Ladder
still
is
okay.
also.
So this can be interesting variation. So like you have to consider these kinds of options. How do you combine two different ideas, like two different groups, to form one attack? So, okay. So okay, black has now played the karma. Okay, white's creating yet more weakness. This is not good for white now because there is still the weakness. This is the elephant eye shape, right? So you got the AB weakness. So if I were white, I would just consider something like a defense, like either just no B or this. This area is difficult. So I don't know. Maybe this, something like this. It's hard actually. Maybe just come back to defend this group.
I would protect the top.
Yeah. Then at least we can say white has only one group to worry about.
Yes. Pranjal, let's play sometime. We are all equal shape.
Yeah, it could be fun.
White is dead. Oh, right.
Okay, so white just lived in the bottom. So instead of getting a seki, then white now got like 4 5 points. So that's not ideal response from black.
No,
I okay, right.
That's okay, but it's not the end of the world. But you know that professionals win and lose games in half a point and 1 point and whatnot. So like 6 points is a lot.
Yeah.
And I completely am failing to understand why black isn't attacking this group out here. This move. You should surround this group. Now this group is forced to live pretty much, right? Like how does it even live exactly? So
yeah,
is
this is
this
important.
is this really even alive? Dead group, right?
Hmm.
So black should attack the white group because white didn't play the move it is supposed to play.
Hmm. The Joseki moves it ignored.
Just ignored. So this is why Joseki is important because you missed an urgent move. White has to at least get one response here, and then it can tenuki. But without getting a move like that is too much overplay. Okay. Oh, black tenuki.
But it's
Okay,
okay. I think
I think I understand
that's a
black's
good.
reason. Black is trying to form a moyo on the bottom side here in this area and attack this one stone. That's a reasonable move. Actually, it's a good move.
Also, like I think in general in the whole game, like even before, both me and Shashwat didn't understand just how much big the weaknesses in the top right were.
Okay.
Top right.
Like yeah, like earlier I hadn't played S15, right? I didn't realize that white R15 was actually that severe.
Yeah.
So over here also, like I still don't completely understand this. Why is taking at S16 that big?
Yes,
S.
16.
So big, why
Yeah,
is it big? It's big because white instantly lives. A group that was dead in one move becomes alive, and you know
No, and
you
not
can.
only that, all those blacks also dead.
yeah, but like each individual move, white's just going to take like one stone, which is pretty slow, I thought.
No, 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 no. So it's not just the one stone that you got by capturing. It's not just the one stone that you got by capturing. It's the difference between this entire group at A, this entire group at A
He
living or
no Gokul. The problem is Pranjal still does not is not in a way to understand that the whole white is dead. He thinks it is alive and cannot be killed. That is why he thinks that is not so important.
No, I mean like suppose white made the M18 exchange, M18,
so
L18.
suppose you start by playing this move, okay, and I play this one.
Okay,
How
this
much
I agree. This I agree with. I'm talking about connecting at S16.
connecting at S16?
Yeah, S
Okay,
white.
okay.
Yeah, like this one looked small to me. This one I
Okay, so
still
let us say
don't get
white
like
plays
why.
elsewhere. White plays elsewhere. You play Hane. This Hane is already quite big in terms of
Oh,
end.
O18,
Oh, 18. Uh, okay.
E18.
P18.
Okay,
Uh,
then start that.
throw in.
Uh,
Dead.
looks alive. R19 suppose.
R
19.
19.
Then O
Uh,
A 19.
Yeah, now it's alive.
how?
White. Like,
Yeah. What move would you play as white?
I think Oh, I see.
Q18.
So,
Yeah.
Q18. There you go.
okay.
So it's a core, right?
Right, right.
So that is why that move is so big, and that's exactly why White played it. White realized the size of that move, and especially like at this point, you play this. Uh, will White play here?
No way.
So exactly. So you can now see the difference. You played here. Who got the bigger move?
Yeah, H2 has no sense because you are actually playing into his strong territory. H3 has no sense.
Even if you say that the value of it is that you can capture this one stone, but forget about all that, right? Just think about it in this 1 to 3 reading idea. Suppose I play one, will White play two? No. So we know that the one to
White,
exchange is not good for White. So if I play this one and White plays here, who is it good for? It's good for White. White got like 10 points in the corner or whatever, 5, 6 points. Instead of Black getting the entire thing killed, if the entire thing dies, that area is about like 20,
40
20
points. Hmm.
it's 20 plus 10, 30-point move. How
Yes,
much
30 points.
would you say that H3 is a 30-point move?
No, plus he gets the external boundary also. Influence.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that's
because also
but
I
yeah,
think
okay.
partially
It's
reading
just
is
about
like,
life and death reading, right? It's not
yeah,
principally you understand my point, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This is overplay by White. White shouldn't play like this because it's not even really making two eyes, right? So Black can always connect from either side. So White doesn't have a base. So White should actually run. And
Yes.
if I were White, I would probably first consider peeping here. Actually, I would jump a few times, and then later on, I might consider peeping here, and then I might think about maybe forming a base out here like that. Otherwise, I wouldn't. A bit too premature. Oh, okay. This black move really just doesn't achieve anything. What is it achieving?
I'm not sure. I think I wanted to cover white. It doesn't make any sense.
I think if you want to attack this white group on the right hand side, is that what you're trying to cover?
Yeah,
I think it might be worth considering this move because that is the weakness in the ship. So if white defends, you can push
Hmm.
once like this and just maybe you can consider even maybe just uh,
Connect.
push once and then connect once.
Hmm.
So
Then what
so
he
then
does? Yeah.
white
White has to
white
play.
white can't do this
He
because
cannot do this.
if you Atari here, then these stones just die. So white connects this one and you connect this one. So that is quite deadly. So white has to come and defend this one, and
So
then
black plays
you can imagine cutting here. So white
and
has to play.
sacrifice those corner points.
Yeah, sacrifice everything here. Those stones don't matter anymore, and then come and attack this group
Hmm.
or something like this one. Sorry, or maybe this exchange is better. Something like this one, and now you have a huge influence in the center, and you can consider building it somehow. And white
Yeah,
still needs to.
but cutting from the bottom is much better.
Cutting from the bottom is possible. You can also, you can take a big risk and try to attack the entire white group like that. And then white will run somehow, and then you have to really get some attack on this group. You can play like this.
No, by attacking you will get the moyo. letting
Yes,
it
yes,
live in the center, you will get the moyo also.
yes. So this is
You should
definitely,
not kill it. You should not kill that group. You should just allow it to live and create your moyo.
yeah,
Sometimes not
definitely,
killing a group is much better than killing the group.
yeah, exactly. It's worth considering like that. But this move, right?
Well,
Like when you
once
play this move, I mean, okay, I mean, let's say I'm white.
Oh, also, okay, I just remembered now. I think it guards against the cut.
It
Yeah, there
what?
was a cut. White could cut the stones from Q14.
oh,
Uh,
those are already dead.
okay, so let us say we play here, and you are saying white can cut the stones from Q14, like
Maybe start with P15.
P15, and you are saying this cut.
No, that was a better cut.
You mean you're talking about this cut,
Yeah, maybe.
right? And so if I
How is
Atari
that
something
cut?
like this,
No, no. Why
you
will I do that? No, no. Why will I do that? From there, I once a cut, I will put the R16. No, no. Can't I put Q16?
Q,
Q16.
yeah, you can do
It's
that.
connected.
This one is sente. Yeah. It's connected
I
It's
for
don't
me.
okay. I am still much better.
I don't remember the exact cut, but I remember that was my reason.
Yeah, but I think
Maybe
Q16 was much.
given
maybe
the fact
start with
that
R14.
so the point is that given the fact that white can take this already means that these stones at A and B are quite light. You don't really care about. In fact, even C is not that big. In fact, even if you
Right,
We
can,
rather give them.
you can just give them away
We,
because they are so close to. They're like almost dame moves. They don't mean much.
right.
no, in place of that, I would rather play O13. Might be much bigger. O13.
O O
O13.
30
Hmm.
like this.
That would be much better than the previous one.
O13 is good shape, definitely,
Right.
and
Yes.
it attacks the group at A slightly better.
Yes.
So yeah,
And
so
if it
this is
is at this point, if it Enuk is, then you can attack very well.
yeah, indeed. So yeah, so sounds like a plan. I would definitely say that the first thing that comes to my mind is white didn't defend its shape. So how can I get the maximum from its shape? And then cut. Because now white cannot play like this because the entire group below will die. Or white will have to now come and capture this way with Atari and then descend. So white just dead.
Really?
So yeah, white's. I
What
mean,
happened?
the key point is that
Oh,
living is a very big pain, right? I mean, just dead.
If you start with T11,
T11.
yeah, it's
Uh,
alive, I think.
yeah, but even then it's bad for
even
white.
even then, even if like when I say dead, right, at my level, I'm just saying it might as well have been dead. It's not. It's such a bad state. Like I didn't even read the
It's
life
not
and death.
worth.
It's not worth playing like this. So
Yes.
it's a really bad situation for
No,
white. So
no, that type of death, that type of living is like losing the game
exactly,
because you give the wall to the other side.
yeah. It's like those dramatic Bollywood dialogues, right, where they say "Tumhare bina जीना तो जीना ही नहीं है." It's like that. Even if you're
Hmm.
alive, it's not like living. So yeah, you should definitely attack this weakness. This is very important. This elephant eye.
Achha, this is called elephant eye.
This elephant eye between A and B. This point at C is
Hmm.
the elephant eye. And if
Mm.
something else happens, so if this happens, for example, okay, you happily split everything. Like white is now split into two groups. So
Whatever it wants to choose, you can give.
you give it, but you get the other thing.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, white took a base, black defended, but okay. Ouch. 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 It really does need to play like this. Because what is white afraid of? I mean, this cut doesn't work. Black can just. Sorry, what is black afraid of? Sorry, what is white afraid of? This cut doesn't work. So playing this empty triangle out here is horrendously bad.
No, empty triangle is a bad shape.
Why? I mean, is white trying to say it can cut through black shape? Okay, cut through me. Okay.
Even that is not.
Yeah, cut. Fine. Okay, fine. Whatever. Fine. Okay. Take the stones. And even then, it's not cut because I can always Atari here. So, it's not really working. I mean, I can play like this one, but okay, it's not that big a deal. And then I can always there are moves like this one where I'm forcing white to live on the inside now. And black's getting the outer influence. So it's really bad shape. Letting white get this, letting black get this Nobi at N12, it's quite a disaster for white.
Nobi is always big. Straight away 10 points.
I mean, leave the point.
Can we
I'm
count
not
the points in the... No, I'm just saying the area in the left side of that Nobi, just count at least 10 points there.
This area, we don't know.
Yeah.
Let's just say white gets and black gets this way. And let's just say, this way and something. And white gets this, black gets this move. And say white manages to live here. And, something out here, say. And black lives and white lives. So black can make a lot of territory in this area now. It's a lot.
Yes.
So this is a very random sequence I played. It's not important, the sequence, but just to count, you can think this is like 15, another 15, like 30 to 35 points in the middle there.
Yes. This is what I meant.
So letting black get the Nobi, I'm sure, Pranjal, you are very happy at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
So white has to defend. Okay. So here you have to peep. This is the correct time for a probe. Because you're asking white to commit. Do you want to commit to the stones below and let me cut? Right? Or do you want to connect here and let me cut? Which one do you want to commit to?
What happens in this case?
So in this case, white cannot do this because black can just cut. So white has to, if at all locally white wants to play, white has to do this. But this way, this way, the question is white group alive? It's probably alive. If black gets some points here. And if white does play like this, actually it might be better for black to play this way. Possibly.
Yes.
So, but in any case, even if black doesn't respond locally, like black can consider just surrounding.
Yeah, it's just poke and then... Is that elephant eye okay? Or do you want to play a little...
This elephant eye is fine because it naturally lets black form some influence in the center. When white goes, black naturally goes like this. So when this happens, you can see now black got the move at F5 that it so deeply wanted, right? It got the move and it's connected. So this is a nice way to attack white because white doesn't have any eye shape. And while white tries to make eye shape, black can, build the center naturally. Right? When you think about this shape, think about how big the black's move at K7 is. Like instead, if white had that move, it's absolutely solid. It's like half a Ponnuki in the center of the board. So when black has it, it's the difference between life and death. It's huge.
This reading makes you a difference between Dan and Q.
Yeah.
I would never. I would not take that one. Now I realize, but I would take J9 J8.
You would take J8, like
No,
that.
no, J7 J7.
J7. Like, okay,
Yes,
you
that
you
is the
exactly.
difference between. So that's the difference between done and
It
yes.
is also a reasonable move given the current board. Only problem is if white believes white is already alive on the bottom side, then white can destroy the moyo by playing this. But if white does spend
Hmm.
one more here locally, then black can come and build something here.
Yeah,
But
then
then
it is big.
there is still this open point.
Hmm.
And further, even if white plays elsewhere and black closes it, then there is this point, and something like this. If black goes here, then there is a deep struggle out here. So
Hmm.
that kind of a situation where black goes now, this kind of a thing can happen.
No, I
White's
would
also,
connect. I would not do that. I'll keep connecting.
so you play here.
No, no, no. 18, 20, I will not allow. I will not allow 20. I'll connect.
So you'll connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Yes.
I just Atari, and I am out, and you still need to come, and I can, the game can continue possibly depending on the external circumstances. There's some Aji there to be aware of.
Hmm. No, but the group, the white group still doesn't have a eye.
It doesn't. So white has to be very careful. This is like a last minute measure. If white can get some additional moves in the area, say maybe white doesn't start out that way, but say white starts out by playing this move, and say black does something, right?
Then
Something
okay.
like this one. Then white gets some stones in that area. Now white can consider. White
Just
can,
go back. Just go back. Just go back.
yeah.
Go back once. Suppose in this, I once you Atari, just to Atari, I connect from down.
Okay, I take.
I, I connect. E. No, not
Like that.
there. No, not there. To the top. No, no, not there.
Here.
I can connect there also.
But this one, it's a core, right? Or you're saying you will connect this way. Then let me connect.
No,
Otherwise,
that is not good.
then there is a core.
Hmm.
That core is big
I
enough
get
for.
you.
It's too big.
Two way.
So I'm not saying that these things will actually happen. I'm just saying there is some Aji there in the shape. So the center is not really any territory at all. Like it's not
So
easy
this,
to say that it's
so
100%
this,
black.
the word Aji means taste. It looks. We can understand how good the tastes are.
Yeah,
Right.
it just means there is some bad potential for both parties to do something interesting, and particularly the outcome may be preferable for white. So black doesn't want to have it in that area. So it's very hard for black to do
Hmm.
one to eliminate that Aji. It's hard.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
that is why
So should we go back to the game?
that's why I wouldn't consider going from that side, and I will instead say, look, you know what? This side there is less Aji. So you can destroy
Yes.
my territory. You can destroy my territory in this area. Do it all you want because there was never any territory to begin with. Whatever, but I will make something in the middle. The middle seems, yeah, like there is something. But again, for all of that, you must attack this one. If you haven't, then the middle of here also is not very big. So in general, the middle is not very big in either case.
So what happened in the game?
Yeah, white defended first. Again,
The
so now
elephant is
actually,
gone.
I would say white has suddenly gained an advantage because now this black group out here, it seems a little bit helpless.
Yeah.
Especially because if black plays elsewhere now, say wherever, then white can peep here and something like this one, and it's not clear that black's even alive.
Yes.
Okay. So black starts a counter attack. Yes. I would just play. I see. Okay, nice move.
Okay. Play.
I think it's no.
What
This is
happens?
an interesting move. Okay, so if you play here, obviously black will play here, and you have to connect. But then what do you do?
Also, I think 2 should be at Q10
Who should be at Q10,
instead of P10.
like this one.
Yeah,
Okay, so let us say I connect naively, then you would play this one,
yeah.
and
Now
And
double hunting.
then play the 9.
Or okay,
P9.
right. Sorry, that doesn't work.
double honey.
No, no, that doesn't work.
Then this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, anything like.
Okay.
I just meant like Q10 has to be better than P10 because it takes away a liberty, and T9 is
Okay.
forcing
No,
it.
it looks good. Then what happens?
Then well, white has to push.
Let us play T9 first. T9
P
first. Or
T9.
no, or happy with the skill.
I mean, of course, white can just
No,
live here.
or
That's a possibility for white. Or white pushes. You're saying what is it? You're saying, Supratik?
no. Let us play R. Let us play R14. R14.
R14.
Hmm.
Then I play this one.
Then I play P16. P15.
P15.
Yes.
Like you mean this one?
Yes. The P. Okay. Yes. So the outer
Yeah.
white group is now cut off.
Yeah, outer white group is cut off, but it's not a big deal because remember that black's the one that's actually weak.
No. I don't need to. Okay.
Black is connected.
Now black is connected, but that needs a move, right? So
No,
actually,
it's NJ.
white can start with this sequence. White can first connect. Now black has to come
Okay.
and
Then I
defend,
jump. No, I
and
jump
then it
a
doesn't
little
matter,
bit.
right? Because
Not exactly. Not exactly there. No. Not 16. I will jump.
here,
Yeah.
Hmm.
okay, again, not a big deal. It doesn't mean anything because the bottom white group's already safe. So
Yes.
okay, you keep running. Okay, sure, cool. Later on, keep in mind that these kinds of moves become sente. So
Yes.
this is sente because if you play anywhere else, then I can just cut. So that's not so. I can live in the corner in sente. So in fact, I would play it right away. So let's say you connect, right? Then I can in fact even throw in, and here there is a 4 to connect. Sorry, like this. So if you do this, then black's shape is not particularly great either. So just be aware of those weaknesses. And now you take black connects, and then you can just defend here. Nothing to do, right? I mean, just white just keeps running entirely manageable. It just has to come and reach this other group at A or form some ice.
Yeah. The A group is there.
And there are weaknesses there is a weakness here at B that white can exploit. So white is alive.
So just imagine the top group was dead. From that, it becomes semi-I.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a nice attempt actually. It's a good thinking, but I wouldn't be so bold as to try that move. But it's very good thinking actually, because you saw a knight's move between A and B, and you said knight's move can be cut, so let me cut it, and you played the cutting point at B. So good thinking.
So, so let's see what happens.
Oh, you shouldn't play this move. Oh,
Why
everything
not?
was good, but you should play here, because this way white's already cut.
Right.
And now, would
Even
you
the
go and
spirit.
would you ever imagine going and playing a move like that, losing your own liberty?
It's
Maybe not.
it. Okay, right.
You wouldn't play it. I mean, it's a privilege. It's black's privilege. It can play whenever it wants, but you'll probably play this move. It's better.
Right.
So getting harned at your own head is not a enjoyable thing, right? And why not
Yeah,
this?
that, why not this?
I'm not sure actually. Sounds much better.
Yeah, this is much better.
You can play this way and then turn, and then force white to live out here like that. So you pretty much, you achieved a lot of things. You can now connect even. It gets a bit of sente in the corner. So that, say, the corner has to defend. And you maybe peep and do something then. The game goes on.
Gogolson
Not,
loves peeping.
sorry, I'm just, sharing my honest
No,
opinion.
I'm no, I am just joking, pulling your leg.
Ah, okay. If I were you, I would say that
Again,
the center is no more. Oh, but wait a minute. So there is a weak black group here. I forgot about that altogether.
yes, yes, yes.
Black is still weak. We need to defend. Okay, so you chose to defend it this way. Nice.
No, I would still defend by O. I would still defend by O. This one, yes,
Yeah, like this
yes.
one. Yeah,
This would be much better
I would also defend it that way.
because if he connects down, we can always hammer it in the top.
Yeah.
It cannot go down. It cannot put P10 in place of 2. It cannot play P10.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
Just
again,
play.
like if you play here, white plays here, and white's already connected.
So
And
one
even
to
if
three rule.
connect, like there is a problem with a push here. So there is a lot of problems in shape. So So otherwise, if you defend somewhere else, like you defend here, then there is a push and cut here. So this is a little bit questionable to play like this.
So the best would be O11.
That seems to me like this is the right move.
Even if he plays play O11. Come if he plays this one, that is not. You can always put the top. Yes,
That
it is
is
there.
very bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no chance. You are connected.
So in order to fix one weakness, you have actually created a second weakness, which means when the first weakness is fixed, you still have one more weakness left to go.
Yes. And just to no, forget that. To start off with, we had a great wall, and the wall did not give us anything.
Yeah.
The China wall did not give anything.
Yeah.
So that is the saddest part in the game.
Yeah. Exactly.
And there is always a saying that you should always like wall has to be protected, no?
Yes. I think the problem is that because black didn't
In place of
threaten white,
H3,
because black
in
didn't
place of
threaten
H3, in
off
place of
white.
H3, I will still no. In place of H3, I will play M3
Instead of
in place of beginning H3. He played H3, right? I would play M3 or at least K K5, maybe K5. I would play k5 maybe.
No, I think the right sequence is this one.
No, no.
This one.
Assuming that I don't understand that, that's the difference between knowledge. But if I don't have knowledge also, I would play k5.
K5.
Yes, trying to build MOO. Asking him which direction you want to go.
Right. I mean, this K5 is not a good move because white will defend its shape and then black still doesn't have anything.
Okay.
So I wouldn't play that move either. In fact, the problem here is that black has given white almost four corners: A, B, C, and D. What did
So
black
almost
get?
game over. Game
So,
over.
Yes, it is game over unless black exploits white's weaknesses. And right now, there are only two weaknesses in white's shape, big weaknesses, like punishable weaknesses. One is the move here, and the other is the move here. If black doesn't punish white for those mistakes, essentially
Then
white
it
has
is
got
game.
corners without being punished. So,
Yes.
like any locally good move, like this one or this one or this one, or any other move, whatever it is, they are not going to win you the game because you're behind.
Because AI tells us that corner is big.
Yes.
That is how the big Japanese players started losing to AI moves.
Right. Okay, that happened, and okay. Well, this is not Sente anymore. It kind of
not.
is. Whatever. That's fine. Okay. Once again, that area is not big, but you're trying to defend. It makes sense. We're in endgame right now. This is not Sente because even if you cut, then white can just take. That peep is
And that black group is dead.
I really don't know why white is trying to connect here. White should just push here, and then the game is over.
Yes. No, why even that? White can put P8 also. P7. White can put P7 also.
White can put P7 also.
No, O7. Sorry, O7. Not P7. O7.
O7.
This is good enough. Oh no, O8. Sorry. No, not O7. O8.
O8.
O8. Good
O8
enough.
O8 is good enough. Good enough.
The black is dead at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Black is absolutely dead.
Yeah, it's quite dead. Yeah, hard to make it live. So this move is a pass. So because you passed, white got the option, but white neglected the pass and it passed again. So black connected, necessitating white to connect, but white didn't. So this is too much because now black can just cut. Actually, black can just. Okay, so this is a good move. This is a good move by black. This is a good move. It's locally the correct shape.
Why? Why?
Because it stays connected. Like if something like this happens, then you can do it this way. And if I go something like this, you can keep going like this one, and at some point I can just cut here. So,
No. Yeah.
Whenever you cut at Q7.
Go back.
oh, sorry,
Go
actually,
back.
I'm sorry. So you just keep going down.
Yeah, keep on going down.
Keep on going down, and you keep going down. So white will never really have a.
No. P9, not Q1. P9.
Where here?
Yeah.
P9.
Yeah.
Wait, but what? You can't play here because I can connect here, and you can't play. This is self-Atari.
Oh, right. Of course, sorry.
Okay, go back. You just go back. I want to see something. If you at this point, if you just connect P8, what happens?
If you connect P8.
No, no, no.
like this.
Yeah, PA. No, no, not that. He doesn't. It's white. Acha, it is white's turn. No? He has
It's
to. So
white.
ultimately, connection is. Black has to connect.
Black has to connect, but
Black
black's
has.
finding a more efficient way to connect here.
Okay.
So if this happens, then I suppose black's saying, okay, I can do this. Or no, what is black
Then
doing?
no. Oh, but now
No,
you.
I just gave up those stones because I thought if I connected, I would just die.
Okay, you connect, then this happens,
Okay.
right? You cut, then what?
Black
Then
plays
connect,
anything,
right? Because if white plays anything, you can always connect from here.
right?
So if that doesn't happen, white connects here, then you can play this move to reduce white's liberty and just drive it down.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Good. Uh,
So you don't have to give up that group actually.
Yeah,
You should connect. So the correct sequence is connect, connect, um, almost I feel like saying this one and then
this one.
this one and then push and connect and then cut. This feels like the right local sequence of some sort. Where I think black should be able to now live by playing a move like this one and cross cutting.
Then how?
Something like this one, and then if this happens, then Atari, and then so black will live and white will get something. That's fine. That is necessary, but some sequence like that. So basically, it will work out somehow. It will magically work out. And if this some cut happens out here, then you can cut here and like that. You can also try this. But giving up that group after such an amazing strategy at 4-7, it's a little hard for me to accept. Oh. Okay, so in order to fix a weakness, you've created yet another weakness now. Because push and actually white can now push. So you can't stop, right? Okay, whatever. And you can't do this because that is already dead. So this would be game over, right? It doesn't matter what is in the center because the center is nothing, as we already discussed.
right.
So you have to fix the weakness here. You don't have time. You have to come and defend somehow. Like this
It's
maybe.
actually cuttable. Like suppose white pushes, I can go down till O2
Okay.
and connect on P1. White can't do this.
You mean you'll connect here?
Yeah. Or I'll push once more.
Right. Okay. So good. So let's discuss this. Right. This way of thinking. You're connected. Are you connected now? Yes, I'm connected. Okay. Are you connected now? Or actually, wait. Push. Are you connected now? That's a good way to explain the sequence. So I think let me just maybe
Has to
connect
connect.
here and see elsewhere. Are you connected now? Okay, you are connected. So good. So you are connected, but how many points did this black group make at A?
I mean, it was already very weak.
It's
And
made
now,
0 points. Literally made 0 points. So
and white also became weaker.
really, how is white weak?
So first of all, white probably won't get N2.
Wait, why? I don't understand.
8 will be at O2.
Okay, you are saying this.
Yeah, so that's just a minor
Okay, so
optimization.
this is even, I mean, this is even worse because now there is even fewer I shape, and white doesn't really need that point necessarily because white can still get these moves. So but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. White can play this, for example. Even if it's gote, it's fine because
Yeah,
black shape
maybe.
is particularly strong. Even if black goes through here, it's fine because white can just live here. It's nothing big. And black still can't surround this area in one move. So especially
Okay.
because white has already captured those black stones. White is very ahead right now.
I think
So
we can stop the review here also.
okay,
What do you say?
fine.
There was just one very interesting moment later. Um, like way later.
You should connect here.
Yeah, I think at some point White started losing.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, connect, correct. Yeah, correct. This is weird because white does take
Why
this.
not go down?
White can play.
No, why
Yeah,
not the play M? Why not black play M M3 or something M3? Cannot play M3. No, no sorry, M4. Can black not play M4?
I play that next one. I just
M4.
wanted to connect first.
hmm.
I play that next move, like after the
Actually, not
L10.
possible.
No, this is fine.
So what do you do? I mean, in this case,
Wait, wait,
how do
wait.
you deal with
Not
it?
3
possible.
will be at 4.
Not possible.
3 will be at 4.
Three will be at
L4.
Ah,
okay.
No cut. K4.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
no, not okay. No, not that way. That
M2.
group does not require support. 5 should come at 6. 5 should come to 6.
No, 5 is fine. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect, right?
I should come at
No, because
six.
that side does not represent.
Then,
Yeah.
so tell me, what would black play?
Oh. O3.
O3 connect.
Then P6. P6.
P6.
Yes.
M3.
P6, and then I play just.
M,
Well, I
M3.
suppose
M,
I suppose I could take.
Okay.
play M3.
Then
M3.
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 Okay.
Hmm.
Defend.
Actually, it doesn't work. Does it work? M2.
So you go this way, and I attack, connect.
So you have
This one, this one, this one, this one, uh, this one. You take, and I can just. I can actually. I mean, I suppose I could just run out. It's good enough.
yes.
Because later on I have this connection from here, possibly around the M9 region. The black's alive. I think black's alive in this sequence. The other possibility is around here when this happens and black Ataris, white can just consider Atari here and just black takes, but that was black's territory anyway to begin with. So no, white doesn't have to do anything, and then white can tenuki elsewhere.
Yes, because that white gets a
Something
bigger
else.
territory.
Yeah, also,
Very interesting variations out here. But I mean, the it's a bit hard to reason about because some of these exchanges are not necessary. Like, why does white make this exchange? It's unclear.
yeah, I mean, of course, white made some mistakes. Otherwise, black should still be far behind. But
Yeah, and if I were
no,
white
like
after this exchange, I would actually just take.
that's a bit
I would take it
low.
because I've solved the problem. And now this whole sequence doesn't work.
Why? K4, K4, not N4.
Okay.
K4.
Yeah, but now I can turn here in Sente.
Yeah, now black connects.
Now black connects and I push and cut. So
This
keep
is
in mind now this is now come down to a form of a semi, right?
yeah.
So something like this one, and it's extremely hard for me to believe that this semi is going good for. It's going good for. It's going good for black.
It's, and that is going for a wall that was meant to give us points.
Exactly. So
And
it's hard.
I mean, black was already behind, so if I can get into some do or die situation, I'll consider it a success.
It's possible. It's
you
possible.
think you have to play game to you should play game to enjoy, not to win. If you're losing, then you say, okay, start losing and feel better than before.
And
You should
even if
enjoy the
suppose
game, not win to lose.
if you feel like this is slow, right? If you feel that that is not achieving that very much, you can just take the move that black would otherwise play and solve all of
Yeah,
your in one shot.
that's good.
And now white has. I would like to say white's winning this game. So let's see estimate score. Oh, it still thinks black's winning. That's just AI is beyond me. But
No, but actually, where is white territory?
white has territory on the top. Top corner,
Yeah, like
bottom corner, all four corners on the side, and
see,
combing.
division one is fairly small, and black has a fairly big system.
It's probably not like a completely game
Also,
over.
like
But,
K6 cut is also there.
it's not game over because black does have some
Yeah,
influence on the left hand side. So black can
like
also make a lot
this
of
is
points.
this is very far from resigning, I thought.
Yeah, very far from resigning. I wouldn't resign as black. I'm just saying I would slightly prefer white.
Yeah,
Again, white's moves here on the first line around T17 and T15. They are like fast moves. So white also lost some points there. So although black does have a weak group, it's not the end of the world. And also, if black does play like that, then there is always the worry of a push and cut.
yeah.
So black has to locally respond here now. So say black, somehow tries to connect up, and then these kinds of moves, and white can now destroy a little bit. So I think AI has a difficult estimation. Now it's saying black's winning by more, so that's clearly beyond me.
No, I think the K6 cut is maybe something to watch out for.
K6.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really worry about K6. It's nothing. Yeah.
Now M2,
M.
2,
Okay.
O2. I think O2, does that connect? Yeah, now black also has some interesting RG on the left. E3,
E.
3.
3. Yes. Black indeed does. Indeed does.
Now even E2.
E2.
Yeah,
Okay.
D4.
B4. B4.
D4, D4. The cut.
D4. Hmm. Hmm.
F3. No,
F.
this just doesn't work. It almost worked. My bad. Okay, sorry. I was misreading, but some things are there.
There's definitely some RG. I mean, you'll have to play this way and stuff like that, right? You can get this Atari for free. Basically, that's the RG, and that's quite a huge move, the Atari. So I'm not debating that. I'm just saying that if you're a player stronger than me, I mean, at my level, I would still be very scared for the exact reason that you mentioned. But if you're a player stronger than me, there is that you can manage it. That the center is actually not that big. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not trying to say there is no RG. There is definitely
Okay.
some RG. Yeah, like in fact, you've exploited the RG quite well. But it's not like a game over type of RG, you know.
Right, of course.
So that's very good thinking. Yeah, I think the storyline here is a little hard to explain because let's see a little further what happened in the game real quick. So White got a weak group, but White's trying to connect.
Yeah.
Black has defended this
Also,
weak group.
I just point out the move Shashwat was discussing earlier.
Mhm.
Instead of L12, this I would never have seen in game. Black should apparently play H13.
Instead of L12, Black should have played
H13.
H13.
Yeah. Apparently, um, Black's
Mm-hmm.
winning there because White's group is dead, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
According to AI.
Yeah, it seems like a reasonable approach. You do this one, then can cut.
Yeah, and apparently White can't make life.
Yeah.
And apparently it's very hard because AI on low depth doesn't see this.
Yeah.
It
Quite
thinks
hard.
White can make life.
White's connection there is questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite hard. This one is definitely a bit hard. The fact that White connected here. I don't know. But this is a good, basically, your move at M4. It seems like a local vital point. So it's probably better for White to play this. I think that
Yeah.
is the thing from this shape. Because White has two weak groups, right? Essentially, you can think of these two as weak groups. They're not really alive. They're
Yeah.
not connected at all.
I would
So
give up
White,
those three stones and protect the bottom. No. The mistake was he should give up the A group and leave with when he cut. I would not allow the A group to leave. Yes, I would connect from the bottom. Let the A group die.
That's
Yes.
pretty big.
So what? I
it's
need to
not
just leave.
it's not that big. I
It's
mean,
not
it's
big
fine.
at all.
It's not.
I would rather do this.
Yeah, this.
I would rather leave rather than give up those three stones.
Okay, so first of all, the two bottom stones should also be dying, I think. Like cut at K2 and M2.
K2.
Earlier, before 6. Before 6.
Okay.
M2. N2. Which is quite big.
Yeah, it is quite big to play that way.
No. If we.
So I think the correct move then, when this happens, is really to push and cut. Actually, to push and cut this side is probably better.
Right, because White doesn't get a pawn key.
So if White does indeed take this side, you can say, okay, you know what, you're still not alive here. I can play this later.
No, then
But
it,
the entire center group is now weak. And
right.
if White connects from this side, then you can get this anyway. And it's much better than it's as if in this sequence White played here and Black threw a stone here and then so you can avoid that by
Right.
just if White connects, this is better. So it's better to cut on this side.
No,
rather
but
than
why
to
should
cut
White?
on this.
Why should White connect? Why should play two chain?
You mean why should
White will play 2J.
like
2J.
this?
Yeah. Why should I connect?
Okay, Atari.
Oh, that's okay. You also rested on.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's fine. Then
white
I will
doesn't.
go ahead at the center. Then I
It's
will go ahead
fine.
with the center. H H10. Then I
It's
will go towards H10.
yeah. So this is fine, but I mean, I think he was just saying that this is has to be better for black than the other variation because there white got a Ponuki for free.
Yeah, yeah. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying a local thing that instead of cutting on this side, it's better to cut on this side. Because if you cut on this side, white will get a penalty. And black got the same result. So white is already alive. And so now white can relax a little bit. Like white can play like this to come up, or white can just play this. White's fine. Whereas in the other variation, when you cut this way, this happens, then white's not alive. Or if you play this way and Atari, then still white's not alive. White still needs to play like this. And even so, previously the Ponuki was slightly better shape. Of course, this is quite good result. So I think black will win this way. This would be a winning variation for black. So the fact that white hasn't defended here seems like the major problem for white.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after getting a good result locally on the right side, a little bit white has overplayed here by playing this Kosumi, which is not necessary at all. Oh, okay. Let's just see what happened. So this happened, and then this, and then okay. So white defended. Ah, nice move by black.
Also for context, I think the earlier right part we were playing it live and we shifted to correspondence, so that's why the game quality goes up a little.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I would still play this one.
Like
Right.
And this.
it's already 7:20. I want to excuse myself. I think we should. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
I would like to excuse myself.
Okay.
Already 7:20 time now.
So I mean, if everyone wants me to stop, I'm happy to stop anytime. Just let me know.
Okay, also one last bit of like AI magic in this position. Yeah, guess where black should play? There's only one way to move.
Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much. I'm leaving.
Pranjal?
Bye. Yeah, so over here, apparently black can still cut white with edge 13.
Black can still cut with
Edge 13.
this way.
Yeah,
Because if white plays here, then this happens.
yeah. And apparently this was the only way for black to win. After this, I think it's just endgame.
Mhm.
Like after white takes that first, it's just normal endgame.
This is extremely hard to see. I mean, this is
Yeah,
very
I
difficult.
would never have seen this in a game.
I'm confused. How does it work? Because if white connects, then what? Oh, then this peep. And then push and cut this way. Like this, you mean?
Yeah.
Hmm. That's
I mean,
very nice.
this, like, I don't even regret missing it. It's too hard, but I just thought I'd point it out since it's like a really nice move.
Yeah.
Like, how do you look at that shape and imagine maybe white is not connected?
I think that is just up to, that is reading basically. As you get stronger, you will start to see it. Like, you know that this peep is annoying for the shape because you can then, at least if this happens, possibly push and cut. You know that. And so
Yeah.
you combine that idea. And then what happens if white defends this way, you can push and cut. Okay. So
Also, I
if
think
this way,
white,
you can and cut.
The reason this move doesn't work is white plays J11, black pushes white plays J13.
Yeah, exactly. So you can give away those two stones.
Yeah. So 2 basically makes, like in the H13 variation when white plays G14, white is forced to go into a variation that saves these two stones.
Yeah. So if white plays this one,
Um,
then
this
again
doesn't.
keep here.
Oh, right.
So the thinking is then is okay. So if you play here and you connect, then uh, what happens if I do this one now? This one and this one.
Now white just plays H12.
H12
Yeah, and connection.
and connects basically. So that's why you can't do that. So the thinking is that if I played this one and then this one happened, then I wouldn't play here. Is I would pretty much push and cut right away. Okay, that makes sense. I wouldn't see it. It's beyond my level. I would think of this move maybe, but I would not realize that white can just connect this way. This move is actually quite brilliant. I really wouldn't see it.
Yeah,
It's
I
lovely.
guess it was some key point or something. Even earlier, even when G13 and G12 weren't there, AI was saying H13.
At the time, I could see it, but now I didn't realize it's still there.
Yeah, it was a very pretty move.
This okay, nice, but the fact that you made this work quite nice. So yeah, that's nice, nice, nice. Here actually, white should descend. So forced to get all these moves and then take center.
Right.
Okay, that's white loses center. Black connects, white connect, but white's now connected all over the place, so it doesn't matter. Ane, okay, just end game.
Yeah, now
So
it's.
here
I don't
it's
see anything but.
worth asking the question whether there is something in the corner. If this happens, then this can happen. But this is alive, right?
Yeah,
And then this is alive as well. Oh
yeah,
no,
this
this
is
cannot
dead.
happen. This is dead. So white has to play this. So 1, 2, 3 reading. If we say this one, this happens, but then this is alive. So what happens if I play this, then this, then just
Can't.
attire here. It doesn't work. So then this directly, then connect, then this one, then this gets an eye. Okay, white's just generally speaking quite alive out here. So I think unless black takes a liberty, there's nothing interesting.
Even if black takes a liberty.
Even if black takes a liberty, then yeah, there's really nothing. So, yeah, it doesn't seem to be anything. This is the vital point in every case. Okay, so yeah, I think that group is just alive. Okay. I would definitely push here and defend. This is also big, but okay. Because it means that there is no I shape in this area, in the A12 area. But it's not a big deal. Hmm.
After, I think all this time the H13 cut still works. After this, it doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't.
because
Black.
white's just connected below. And now black's just behind on points. And
Here, any reason why you were not willing to play this move?
I don't know. Um,
Just worried about the cut or clamp?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, the clamp, you have to play this. In any case, you have to
Mhm.
play it. Even if you play like this,
Yeah,
the clamp you can't descend because of this move.
I don't remember why.
Nice, nice. The white exchange very well out there. Play very well, Pranjal. Your life and death is pretty good.
Thanks.
Almost like a Dan level, actually. Your life and death reading. Almost no, actually, it is already Dan level. It feels to me.
Website wise, yes, but really. Sometimes in game I make really silly life and death mistakes.
So here, it's probably better to play this move, shape wise. Of course, white will still play here. So I suppose it doesn't really matter. So basically, professionals, I think they will just not play that move. They'll probably just play this later. But anyway, it's fine. This is indeed quite a big one.
Yeah.
3 points, and when white is there, um, okay. Yeah, it's really quite big. 3, 4, actually 3.5 points, and this move is not sure if it's 3.5 points. Is it 3.5?
It's smaller. I just missed that
Maybe
white
one.
one.
I think it's 2 points smaller. Okay, it's not a big deal. 2 points. Not sure if that makes. What was the outcome of this? Is it
6.5 points, I think. White one.
by 6.5? So Bart Komi. Quite
Yeah.
nice. Very well played. I think very difficult fight all over the place. But I think the summary that I think if there's one useful thing I can share with you, it is that when you find a weakness of your opponent,
Hmm.
right? If it is a weakness that they cannot, that you, first of all, if you found the weakness and you know how to exploit it, and you believe that by exploiting it, the game will suddenly change direction, then don't wait to exploit it. Like don't say I'm going to play one move, then some more moves before I go exploit. Just exploit immediately
Right.
because ultimately you make points and you win the game by having more points than your opponent. Sorry, ultimately you win the game by making more points than your opponent, not just by making points. So you have to get like incrementally, you have to get more than what your opponent gets. And the only way to do that in the game of Go is to actually exploit a weakness
Right.
by simply forming big territories. Keep in mind, while you're forming big boxes, your opponent can also keep forming big boxes. So if it's a competition in who can form the bigger box, then at some point you're going to have a fight, and in that fight somebody is going to make a mistake in the form of having a weakness. So you're going to have to learn to exploit the weakness. And so if we go back to like moves like here or somewhere earlier in the game, where say, yeah, say some areas like this one where there is an elephant eye, or in the corner to play the Hane out there.
Yeah,
Those moves are so big that the entire game would go entirely differently if you played those moves, because suddenly it's a matter of life and death. So that's my only recommendation. Otherwise, if it comes down to reading life and death, it seems like your reading is really quite strong. So I don't think there
I
is much to worry as such.
yeah, thanks.
Cool, nice. Maybe the two of us can play sometime when you're free. Let's
Yeah,
see.
definitely.
All right. Okay. Then, well, thanks for your time, Pranjal.
Thanks. It was good to have the review. It was much better than the last review, actually.
Hmm.
I also have to take this habit of like reviewing my hand instead of my AI.
All right. All
Okay,
right.
bye.
Cheers. Bye. Bye. And thanks for organizing this, Shashwat. Bye.